You've probably thought about starting an online business but felt stuck because you don't have product ideas, design skills, or any clue where to begin. But what if I told you there's a specific corner of the market where demand is already high, competition is lower than you'd expect, and customers are practically begging for unique, personalized items? That's the opportunity behind starting an Etsy print-on-demand business specifically for pet lovers. Right now, pet owners are spending more than ever on accessories and gifts, and platforms like Etsy make it easier for niche sellers to get noticed without a huge following. You don't need to hold inventory, pay for manufacturing upfront, or even be a professional designer. There are free tools and templates that can work for a beginner. But here's the catch most people miss. If you just throw generic pet designs on a shirt, you'll blend in with thousands of other shops, and your listings will get buried. In this video, I'll walk you through exactly how this business works, what you need to do to start, how you actually make money, and the one thing you should avoid so you don't waste time. Let's start with what makes print-on-demand such a low-risk entry point for anyone who loves pets and wants to build a side income. So you love pets and you want to make money online, and this business lets you combine both. It's an Etsy shop that sells custom pet products, but you don't hold any inventory. You design things like personalized dog leashes, cat name tags, and custom pet portraits. Then a print-on-demand partner prints and ships them for you. Every time a customer buys one of your designs, you keep the profit after the production cost is paid. A common mistake here is thinking you need to be a graphic designer, but simple text-based designs sell just as well. The best part is that you only create a product once, and it can sell dozens of times without extra work. Your job is really just picking a niche, making a design, and listing it on Etsy. Once you understand that simple loop, the next thing to look at is why this moment is perfect for it. Pet ownership has exploded in the last few years, and people are spending more on their animals than ever. That means there's a huge hungry market looking for unique, personalized pet products. Etsy is already the go-to place for handmade and custom items, so your shop has built-in traffic. Print-on-demand has also gotten faster and cheaper, so you can offer good quality without a big upfront investment. One pitfall is jumping in without researching what pet owners actually want, like trendy color styles or funny pet sayings. But if you pay attention to what's popular, you can ride that wave without much risk. The low startup cost and high demand make this a smart time to start. Now, you might be wondering if this is the right fit for you. So let's talk about who actually thrives in this business. This business is perfect for someone who loves pets but doesn't want to work directly with animals all day. You don't need to be a professional artist, just someone who can pick nice fonts and colors. It also works great if you have a busy schedule because you can put in just a few hours a week. A realistic truth is that you'll need some patience because it takes time to find your first sale. But if you're the kind of person who enjoys small creative projects and learning as you go, you'll fit right in. Another upside is that you can run this from anywhere, even while watching your own dog on the couch. The main requirement is being willing to test different designs and see what sticks. Once you decide this sounds like you, the next step is figuring out what you actually need to spend to get started. If this Etsy print-on-demand idea for pet lovers is clicking with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let me know which pet niche you'd want to try first. Maybe it's custom dog collars, funny cat mugs, or personalized pet portraits. Your answer might help someone else in the comments get inspired too. While you're at it, hit that like button if you found this helpful. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is a great time to join this community. We explore real business opportunities like this one every week. Stick around, because there's more practical advice coming your way. You can actually start this Etsy print-on-demand business for under $50. Etsy charges a small listing fee of 20 cents per item, and you'll need a basic design tool like Canva. Canva has a free version that works perfectly for creating simple pet product designs. A common mistake is buying expensive software or paying for design templates you don't need yet. The real cost comes from ordering samples of your own products to check quality, which is smart but not a huge expense. You'll also need to pick a print-on-demand partner, and most of them are free to join. So your total startup could be as low as $10 for some listing fees and a Canva subscription if you want extra features. Now that you know the costs, let's look at what your actual workday will feel like once the shop is live. Most days, you'll spend about 30 minutes to an hour on your shop, not counting the initial setup. You'll check your Etsy messages, see if any orders came in, and maybe edit a listing or two. The creative part is designing new products, which you can do in batches on a weekend afternoon. A realistic truth is that you'll spend a lot of time thinking about keywords and tags because that's how people find your items. One pitfall is getting stuck on perfectionism, when simple designs often sell better than super complex ones. The upside is that once you build a library of listings, you can just monitor sales and only create new designs when you feel like it. The daily work is really about quick customer service and small tweaks to improve your shop. Once you're comfortable with that rhythm, the next thing is learning the first practical steps to set everything up. The very first step is to open an Etsy seller account, which is free and takes just a few minutes. Then pick one specific pet product to focus on, like custom pet bandanas, because starting narrow helps you learn faster. Next, create a simple design using Canva, using a clean font and a pet-related phrase or a space for a pet's name. A common mistake here is listing too many products at once without testing the first one thoroughly. You'll want to connect your Etsy shop to a print-on-demand service like Printful or Printify, and they'll walk you through the setup. Once you list your first product, write a clear description with keywords like custom dog bandana so buyers can find you. Then just wait for your first sale and use that feedback to improve your next design. From there, you can start building a small collection of listings, and that's exactly what we'll cover in the next scene. So you've got your pet theme print-on-demand shop set up, but now you're probably wondering how to actually get people to click that buy button. Finding your first customers is the part that trips most people up, but it doesn't have to be complicated. The smartest move is to start where pet lovers already hang out online, like Facebook groups for specific dog breeds or cat rescue communities. You don't want to spam them with links, just share helpful tips or cute photos and casually mention your shop when it fits naturally. A common mistake is trying to sell to everyone at once, which just makes your message feel generic and easy to ignore. The upside is that pet owners are incredibly passionate and love showing off their animals, so a well-placed design can spread fast through word of mouth. A simple first step is to pick one breed or pet type, design a few items for that niche, and join a group dedicated to it. Once you see that first sale come through, you'll have proof your idea works, and that momentum will carry you into the next part of the process. Pricing your print-on-demand items can feel like a guessing game, but there's a simple way to make sure you're not leaving money on the table. If you undercharge, you'll work hard for almost nothing, and that kills motivation fast. The basic formula is to take your base cost from the print provider, add a markup that covers Etsy fees, and lead you a healthy profit, usually around 2 to 3 times the base. For example, if a t-shirt costs you $12 to produce, you might list it at $35, which gives you room after fees and still feels fair to buyers. A big pitfall is looking at what other shops charge and trying to beat their lowest price, which just starts a race to the bottom. Instead, focus on the value of your unique pet designs because people will pay more for something that feels personal and high quality. A practical takeaway is to test a few price points on similar items and see which one gets the most sales without hurting your profit margin. Once you've got your pricing dialed in, you can move on to understanding what kind of income this business can realistically bring in. If you're serious about turning this pet print-on-demand idea into something real, I have a suggestion. Head over to www.wealthylifetribe.com for more practical guidance. You'll find resources that break down the next steps from design tools to marketing tips. There's also a library of content on AI tools and automation that can save you time. Whether you're just researching or ready to launch, the site has something useful. It's all about helping you build skills and confidence without the hype. Think of it as your go-to spot for learning and staying motivated. Check it out when you're ready to take that next step. Let's talk numbers, because everyone wants to know how much money this pet print-on-demand business can actually put in your pocket. The truth is, it varies a lot, but with consistent effort, a part-time shop can bring in a few $100s a month within the first few months. If you treat it like a real business and keep adding new designs and optimizing your listings, it's possible to scale up to a couple $1,000s a month over time. A realistic example is someone who sells 20 items a month at a $30 profit each. That's $600 in extra income without a huge time investment. The mistake people make is expecting overnight success, then giving up when they don't see big numbers in week 1. The upside is that print-on-demand has no inventory risk, so every sale is pure profit after your initial design time. A simple way to think about it is that each new design is like a tiny asset that can keep earning for months or even years. With that realistic picture in mind, let's look at the common mistakes that can slow you down and how to avoid them. Almost every new shop owner makes a few predictable mistakes, and knowing them upfront can save you a ton of frustration. One of the biggest is trying to sell too many different designs at once, which makes your shop look cluttered and confusing. Instead, focus on a small collection of strong, pet-themed designs that really speak to a specific audience, like golden retriever lovers or cat owners who appreciate humor. Another common error is neglecting your product photos and descriptions, because Etsy shoppers rely heavily on visuals and clear details to feel confident buying. A pitfall that hurts sales is pricing too low out of fear, which actually makes your items look cheap and untrustworthy. The good news is that these mistakes are easy to fix once you spot them, and each fix can lead to a noticeable jump in sales. A practical step is to review your shop as if you were a customer, and ask yourself if everything feels polished and professional. Once you've cleaned up those beginner errors, the next step is figuring out how to stand out from the thousands of other pet shops on Etsy. With so many print-on-demand shops selling pet designs, you need a way to make people notice yours instead of scrolling past. The easiest way to stand out is to go super niche, like designing for a specific breed mix or a particular pet personality trait. Instead of a generic, "I love my dog" shirt, try something like, "My golden retriever thinks he's a lap dog," that makes owners smile and feel seen. Another angle is to use high-quality mock-ups that show your design on a real-looking pet or in a lifestyle setting, which builds trust and looks more professional. A mistake many beginners make is copying popular designs from other shops, which just makes you blend in and can even get you in trouble. The benefit of being unique is that customers will remember your shop and come back when they need a gift for another pet lover. A simple takeaway is to ask yourself what specific pet experience you can capture that no one else is talking about. Once you've carved out your own little corner of the market, the next challenge is keeping that momentum going and turning one-time buyers into loyal fans. Getting that first sale is exciting, but the real magic happens when customers start coming back and telling their friends about your shop. Building momentum is all about creating a positive experience that makes people want to share your designs with other pet owners. One simple way is to include a small thank you note with every order, maybe with a discount code for their next purchase, which encourages repeat business. You can also ask happy customers to leave a review or tag you in a photo of their pet wearing your product, which gives you free social proof. A common mistake is forgetting to follow up or engage with customers after the sale, which leaves money on the table. The upside is that pet lovers love showing off their animals, so a single happy customer can bring in several more through word of mouth. A practical step is to create a simple email list or social media page where you share new designs and customer photos, keeping your shop top of mind. As you build that loyal community, you'll be ready to take your business even further, and that's exactly what we'll talk about in the next part of this video. Marketing doesn't have to feel like a full-time job once you get the hang of it. This part matters more than almost anything else because no one can buy from you if they don't know you exist. The easiest way to start is by showing off your pet designs on social media platforms where pet lovers hang out, like Instagram or TikTok. Post a short video of a dog wearing your design, or a quick mock-up of a cat silhouette on a coffee mug, and tag popular pet accounts. A big mistake here is trying to be everywhere at once and getting overwhelmed, so pick one platform and stick with it for at least a month. The upside is that pet content is hugely shareable, so one good post can bring in a wave of new eyes on your shop. Aim to post 3 times a week, even if it's just a simple photo, to keep your shop in people's minds. Once you have a steady flow of followers, you'll find it much easier to launch new products and get sales. You don't have to figure this out all by yourself, and that's the best part. Over at www.wealthylifetribe.com, there's a whole community of people exploring ideas just like this one. They're testing print-on-demand shops, learning AI tools, and sharing what works. It's a space where you can ask questions, get feedback, and stay motivated. If you want to build momentum alongside others who get it, that's the place to be. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, hit that button to stay in the loop. We're all about real opportunities and practical steps here. Come join us and let's keep learning together. After you've had a few sales, it's tempting to just keep doing the same thing, but growth comes from small upgrades. This step matters because your time is valuable and you want each order to bring in more profit without more work. One way to grow is by offering matching pet and owner sets, like a dog bandana and a human t-shirt with the same paw print pattern. Another practical move is to raise your prices slightly after you've gotten a handful of positive reviews, since people trust established shops. A pitfall here is jumping into too many new products at once, which can spread your marketing thin and confuse buyers. The benefit is that each small upgrade adds up, so a few price increases and upsells can double your average order value. Start by adding just one higher-priced item, like a pet portrait fleece blanket, and see how your audience responds. Once that works, you can slowly expand into more premium products without losing your core customers. Let's be honest, running an Etsy print-on-demand shop is not all smooth sailing and cute puppy photos. This section matters because knowing what can go wrong helps you prepare instead of panic when it happens. One big challenge is that your profit margins are thin with print on demand, so you need a decent volume of sales to make real money. Another realistic issue is dealing with occasional supplier mistakes, like a shirt printed the wrong color or a mug that arrives chipped. A common pitfall for beginners is taking those mistakes personally, but they're just part of the business, and good customer service fixes almost everything. The upside is that these challenges are very predictable, so you can set up simple systems to handle returns or swap orders quickly. Keep a small notebook or digital folder with standard replies for common complaints, and you'll save hours of stress later. Once you accept that hiccups will happen, you can focus on the parts of the business that actually grow your income. This business sounds fun, and it can be, but it's not the right fit for everyone. Knowing who should think twice matters because it saves you from wasting time and getting frustrated. If you hate dealing with customer messages or handling occasional complaints, you might struggle because you'll need to respond to buyers regularly. Another group that might want to pause are people who expect to get rich fast with no effort, because this takes consistent work over several months. A realistic truth is that if you're not willing to learn basic graphic design or pay for simple design software, your products will look generic and fail to stand out. The good news is that if you're patient, enjoy small creative tasks, and like interacting with pet owners, you're already a great fit. If you're unsure, try listing just 3 products and see how the process feels before committing more time or money. That test run will tell you pretty quickly whether this business matches your personality and goals. Instead of overthinking everything, here is a straightforward plan that gets your shop live in 30 days. This plan matters because it gives you a clear path forward instead of getting lost in research paralysis. In week 1, pick your niche, like cat lovers or golden retriever owners, and create 5 simple designs using free tools like Canva. By week 2, set up your Etsy shop, choose a print-on-demand partner like Printful or Printify, and upload those 5 products with good tags and descriptions. A common mistake is waiting until everything is perfect before listing, but just get your products out there even if they're not perfect. Week 3 is all about sharing on social media and sending the link to friends and family for initial feedback and maybe a first sale. In week 4, review what worked, tweak your listings based on the data, and add a couple more designs to keep the momentum going. By the end of 30 days, you will have a live shop, real experience, and a better sense of what to do next. So, here is the bottom line. Starting an Etsy print on-demand shop for pet lovers is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it is a real opportunity. It can be worth it because it lets you combine a creative outlet with a market that never stops buying stuff for their furry friends. The work is straightforward, the startup costs are low, and the learning curve is manageable if you take it step by step. You don't need to be a professional designer or have a huge following to make your first sale. You just need to start. The biggest risk is not failing. It's waiting until you feel ready and never hitting publish at all. Remember that every successful seller on Etsy began with 0 sales, 0 reviews, and 0 clue what they were doing. So pick a pet, pick a design, and put that first product up tonight. You've got everything you need to begin, and the only thing left is to press that create button and see where it takes you. So now you have a clear picture of how this Etsy print on-demand business for pet lovers actually works. You know the steps, from finding a niche to setting up your shop and creating designs that pet owners will love. The next move is yours, and it doesn't have to be perfect right away. If this video helped you see a real opportunity, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. For more practical guidance and useful resources, head over to www.wealthylifetribe.com. That community is full of people learning, testing, and building real businesses step by step. You'll find motivation, support, and tools to keep you moving forward. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.